My name is Fred Ellis, and I'm the author of the book, The Awakening of the Raven. And yeah, it's available on Amazon and Kindle. I'm not here to promote the book as much as I am to talk to inspiring authors and to give amateur advice. This is the first book that I have attempted to publish. I want to talk about writing a book. A lot of people ask, how do I start to write a book? Or where do I get the inspiration from writing a book? Do I need professional advice? Do I need to seek out professional authors? Honestly, to write your book, even if it's fiction, dig deep inside yourself into your life's experiences or to the experiences of others that you can relate to, and use that for your book. Whether it's fiction or not, that's what will help you to write. I wrote The Awakening of the Raven, and it took me about a year and a half. I had been telling people this story for decades, and people loved it. They loved the story. They would laugh, and they would tell me, you need to write a book. And I could never sit down and motivate myself to do what people were telling me to do. Well, I'm retired now, and my wife is Indonesian, and she travels back and forth to Indonesia. Well, she went to Indonesia, and obviously I'm bored without my wife. So I sat down one day, and I said, I'm going to write a book. Now, you're going to get advice about how to write that book. Should you do notes and then go off your notes, or should you just write? That's up to you. But I found that if I just sat at the keyboard, I say write, but obviously today we're typing. I sat at that keyboard and started typing, and I got lost in the work. I couldn't stop once I started. It amazed me what come out in the end. I was shocked. People who read this book, The Awakening of the Raven, were shocked. Hey, Fred, we didn't know you had this in you. Guess what? I didn't know I had this in me until I sat down and made it happen. So my advice to you, if you want to write a book, first, be honest with yourself. And what do I mean by that? Know your limitations. For example, English was not my forte in high school, college. I hated it. I despised it. I never thought I'd end up writing a 5-star review book. And I thought that was a limitation for me. But today we have spell check, grammar check on Word. So that limitation was erased. But my imagination was unlimited. My recall into life's events was great. So I just started typing. And in the end, when I read this book, the rough draft, I found that I had surpassed what I thought those limitations were. So know your limitations, but don't let that stop you. Just go forth and do your book. Now, When you read your book, of course, you think you have a masterpiece. Oh, this is great. It may be. You need to get independent reviews from other people and heed their advice. If it's negative, try to understand why you're getting negative reviews. If it's positive, try to understand why you're getting positive reviews. Revamp your book based on those reviews. Listen to these unbiased people and the advice they give you. That will make your book much better. My book dealt with a foreign exchange student. It's a romantic comedy in the Netherlands. I reached out to individuals in the Netherlands for advice about my book, and I followed their advice. I found that my memory wasn't quite as good as the knowledge from these people that lived in the Netherlands. The Dutch lingo wasn't quite top notch. So I made changes to my book. And in the end, it made my book much better. So again, if you want to write a book, the first step is inside of you. You can't just talk about it. You have to start. Start the book. If you start that book and you find yourself going forth into the next chapter and the next chapter and the next chapter, guess what? You are becoming an author. If you start that book and stop and walk away, then you're not an author. It's not going to happen itself. You have to enjoy doing it, and don't do it for the money. My book, 5-star reviews, people love it. I'm not getting rich from my book. I'm not even breaking even with what I spent time-wise and financially with the book. But guess what? I don't care. Maybe one day the book will be a top 10 seller. I don't know. But do it for yourself. What's inside of you. Enjoy doing it, and you will have a better book. Again, I want to reiterate, it's fun to write a book. It's an accomplishment to write a book. I am so proud that I have a book out there for people to read and enjoy. And I am happy with the end results. My email is fredellis52@gmail.com. If you want to email me with questions about my amateur experience in writing a book, I will be more than glad to answer your questions. Now, of course, I'm going to promote my book a little bit. I would ask you to check out this book on Amazon or Kindle, The Awakening of the Raven by Fred Ellis. It is a romantic comedy about a foreign exchange student from America going to the Netherlands. If you don't like the book, email me and ship me the book, and I will buy the book back from you. That's how confident I am about my book. Write your book, be happy in life, and smile every morning. Thanks for watching my video. Peace, and have a great life.